I'm joined now by Tyler Gray, and he's with Public Relations in the Carmichael Outreach Center. We're standing just outside the Carmichael Outreach Center in downtown Regina. Tyler, the finance minister said that the social services budget has grown so much because there are too many able-bodied people relying on social assistance for too long. What's your response to that?
Well, I think it's just a bit of a misguided focus. I think that it's absolutely worth considering how we help people get off of needing social assistance in our province. But the problem is not that there's able-bodied people trying to defraud the system and ride out their existence on, money from the government. The real tangible issues that we see on a daily basis is that there's a significant lack of funding for people who are on social assistance, that we require people to hit a level of depravity that we wouldn't wish on anybody before they can access that social assistance. And then when folks try to make that transition out, the services and supports are gone immediately. And so the real challenge that we find is, we've had stories of people kind of being sent over here by the Ministry of Social Services and saying to them, max out your credit cards before you come back and see us. It's an unrealistic expectation to, assume that a person kind of in the throes of the deepest, places of poverty is going to miraculously make a transition off a minimum wage job, without some sort of transitional assistance from the government. So I think if that's the focus and that's what we're trying to hit, it's a good focus to have, but it needs to be directed to the right place and not by placing that burden on the people who are already experiencing, the extreme conditions of poverty that can exist.
How do you better the system then so that taxpayers feel like they're getting the best value for their social services dollars?
Yeah, I think, a shift from reaction to prevention would be beneficial. And when you hear stories of people being asked to kind of go and end up in a worse spot before they can receive support, it's a bit of a backwards way to kind of approach it. So I'd like to see a shift to prevention, and I'd like to see us, shift to some transitional supports. If you think about somebody who's a single mom trying to work on social assistance, the minute she goes back to work, it's a dollar for dollar clawback and a loss of childcare space, and trying to figure out how to accommodate paying for your child to be in childcare, or getting transportation costs sorted out that you didn't have to worry about before. So the questions that we need to ask are, how do we make it so that it's there's incentive for people to be able to kind of move forward with their lives, as opposed to the only way that they can survive being on social assistance.